All right, everyone, if I could have your attention once again here in the Media Center press conference room at Kansas Speedway. Joining us now is the points leader in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Chris Buescher, driver of the number 60 Advocare Ford for Roush Fenway Racing. Chris, first of all, thanks for joining us today. You've got a pretty comfortable lead in that point standings. However, there are some races left. It's not necessarily in the bag quite yet. And you guys are on the heels of running 16 straight races, which is the longest of any of the national series. So just talk a little bit about trying to shore up that points lead and chase down a championship while running races for basically 4 months straight, and what kind of a challenge that presents.
Yeah, we knew this summer stretch would be a tough part of our season, but we made it through pretty well. I think the couple races, 3 or 4 right in the middle, were tough for us, and we knew they would be looking at the schedule ahead of time. But you know, the last several races we've been a lot better. We've got some more momentum back. We've been running really well. Our mile-and-a-half stuff has gotten a lot better this year in general, and Charlotte went really well for us, other than a little hiccup. But we were able to come back there at the end and not lose too much. So. I actually gained a little bit. Everybody keeps using the word comfortable for the points battle. There's no comfort in it right now. I mean, 26 points. It's nice to have some gap, but it's not very much when you look at the grand scheme of things and how many points can be gained or lost in a race weekend. So, we're going to keep doing what we've been doing. We've been aggressive up to this point, and we know that's how we've gotten these points, and we want to make sure that we don't go on defense right now. We're not at the point where we're ready to do that. We got four more races coming up. 3 of the tracks I feel extremely good about, and one that I feel decent about. So I think we're in good shape. We're just not getting comfortable.
All right, great. We'll go ahead and open it up. We'll start right down the middle with Chris and then Lee, and then work our way back up to the front.
Chris, NightCatchFence.com. Chris, Kansas Speedway hasn't relatively been one of your best tracks in the Xfinity Series, especially last year. How do you approach this weekend and make sure that you guys can still come out of here with the points lead intact?
If you look at the finish, no, it's not one of our best tracks, but we got a lot of laps here early last year, and we're extremely fast all weekend. I feel as good about this place as any, trying to get another win this year. I mean, this is... just judging off of the first half of last year's race is probably one of our better intermediate racetracks. So we have a lot of notes to go off of from last year. We have some things that we've built off of that we believe will be a little bit better this time around. And taking that into consideration, I'm really not worried about this one as being a place where we will lose points. I feel like this is a place where we can definitely go gain and possibly get another win.
All right there with Lee.
Lee, SpencerMotorsport.com. You guys are always right there and been so consistent all season, but are you surprised the wins just haven't followed suit?
I guess it was nice to get the Iowa and Dover wins. We've been in contention to win a couple races since then, and it's a little frustrating that we haven't been able to wrap more up. But at the same time, when you look through the Xfinity regulars, it's been a tough season on the regulars. We haven't been able to get a whole lot of wins between all of us, and that's been a tough part of this season is trying to run with Cup guys. We look at Michigan earlier this year. We had a legitimate shot to win that one, and I could have done a better job on restarts and trying to figure out where that race was going to go at the end. And Bristol, we all but had 1-1, and with that late race caution and stumbling with fuel there at the end, it's just something that slipped away from us. There's no doubt we were plenty fast enough to win that one. So I feel like this has been a really good year for us. We should have more wins than we do. So yes, it's a little bit frustrating that we haven't gotten those, but at the same time, we are one of only two of the regulars that have been able to get more than one win this year.
And you've had a few Cup starts. You're going to do the Cup test for Roush Fenway Racing at Michigan next week. Do you feel you're prepared to go full-time into the Cup Series in 2017, or 2016, rather?
I don't know that fully prepared right now. I mean, this is this is a sport where you see way too many people get rushed up into the next level and aren't ready to perform at that level. There's guys that we could talk about without naming names. There's guys that have been rushed up. They've gotten into a place where they weren't ready, and somebody else may have pushed them to it. They may have thought they were ready, and now you don't hear much from them anymore. And it's unfortunate because there's people that are extremely good at doing what we do, and they just haven't had the proper seat time to be able to move up to the next level. So, I feel like I've been testing Cup cars since I was 16 with Roush. I mean, I've done all kinds of testing back when it was still allowed, and all over this country from California back to Charlotte. So I feel pretty good about running in a Cup car. I had a lot of fun in the front row car earlier this year. I feel like our 6 races went really well, all things considered, and my experience level, I feel like I was able to get in it and have it come to me rather quickly. So if that's what 2016 brings, then I think I'll be ready for it.
All right, we'll come over here to the left with Jared, come back up to the front, and then we're going to wrap up right in the middle.
Yeah, Jared Turner, FoxSports.com. A couple things. How do you wrap your brain around the fact that last year you missed the race at Daytona, which was obviously a disappointment, and now here you are on the cusp of a championship the very next season, just the change from kind of one extreme to another, a low to a high. And then also, despite your success this year, you've been able to kind of keep a low profile, it seems like. What do you attribute that to? Does it bother you that a lot of people still don't know you, and would you like to sort of be more well-known?
I guess going from the low to high, I mean, last year it was motivation. That was not at all where I wanted to be. I did not want to sit in a motorhome, and I think I spent half of it on a pit box watching a race that I know we should have been in. We were plenty fast to be in it, and between the new qualifying format and trying to wrap our head around that, and and then with Mother Nature raining a little bit right there in the middle, that caught us off guard and made for a really bad Daytona weekend and a really bad season opener for our team. But our guys used that as a way to get motivated and work harder, and we were able to go get our first win in a rookie season. We were able to carry a lot of momentum at the end of 2014 that carried right into this year and enabled us to start off as strong as we did. So, I think it's all a learning curve. It's all building off of something that was already established and something you learned beforehand. And I think that was important to the fact that we are where we are right now. As far as being under the radar, perfect. I mean, I'm not a very very loud person in general. I'm not out there to try and put on a show or be flashy. I'm here to win races and win this championship. And if we're under the radar and doing it, it's definitely not bothering me.
Hey Chris, Todd Palmer, Kansas City Star. With the lead and with 4 races to go, do you change your strategy and maybe take fewer risks to kind of protect your lead right now?
No. No, we're not going to change what we're doing because we know that it's worked to this point, and it's kept the others chasing us for the last 20 races. That being said, we will try and reduce some of our risks that we will take. We won't go out there and try and stretch fuel 10 laps, but if we need to stretch it 3, we can probably handle that. It's going to be a smaller amount, but we're out here to race, and we're out here to try and win races, knowing that if you win, there's nobody out here that's going to get any more points than you.
All right, and we'll take our last one right there in the center.
Pete Pistone, MRN.com, and SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. It's tough in this sport because the engine noise is so loud, but in other sports, stadiums fire up the players. Do you feed off the energy of fans and driver intros, or when you interact with your fans, does that help you kind of pump up the adrenaline?
It's actually it's really neat. If Junior's in our race, we can hear it over the engine noise. when Junior's able to take the lead. But it is. It's something that's really neat. We've had a lot of interaction this year. As being on the radar and all has been fine, but fans are starting to take notice. So they are starting to see 1 or 2 T-shirts out there that have a 60 on them, and it's been neat to build off of this season and to build off the wins and try and take that and make it into something constructive for our entire team to make all the guys see that we are doing everything we can, and we're doing it the right way. And we got a chance to really make something out of our 2015 season. And there's just 4 more races to make that happen. So it's been a great season. We're gonna keep doing it, and we'll build off everything we can in these last 4.
All right, Chris, thanks for joining us here at Kansas. Best of luck throughout the weekend and the rest of the season.
Thank you.